The assassination of Charlie Kirk has touched so many people in different ways. We want to get a perspective here from a sitting member of Congress. This is Republican Scott Perry with us right now. When we're recording this just happened in the last few hours. Can you just give me some of your thoughts as you've gone through your emotions this afternoon?
Well, first, thanks, Joel. Obviously, it's shocking. I am crestfallen and heartbroken and enraged. Charlie was a friend. He was non-confrontational. He was, he was a bright light. Always with a positive attitude, and he just believed the right way to kind of influence people or to get them to think about things, which is to go talk to them. And I think many people told him that it's a dangerous world and to be careful out there. But he just cheerfully went. And he kept going, even though the protests were there, even though the threats were there. He just kept going because he believed in what he believed in. And this is America. You're supposed to be able to say what you believe in. And unfortunately, that bright light was extinguished today. And so, we are praying hard for him and for his wife, Erica, and their beautiful family and that future and for the future of the country, quite honestly. He was assassinated while doing what he loved to do, which is engaging with young people on college campuses.
One more word on how unique he was. What made him so effective? Others have tried to do the same thing, but he was just so good at it.
Because he started out during the college experience himself, and he was articulate. He knew what he wanted to convey. He was, I think he was ahead of his time,
yeah.
Informatively. And like I said, he was fearless about going in. And like I said, he was not confrontational. So people would say all kinds of nasty things to him and confrontational things to him. And with a smile on his face, he would just kind of give his opinion, supported by the facts. And it was really hard to dispute him, which, look, he was effective, which is why I think that he was silenced.
We don't know all of the motives yet, but you would think political is obviously the motivator here. But I want one more sense on how influential he was. Kids in high school know who he is, and their parents or grandparents might not know, who are more into politics. That is how unique he was in terms of affecting first-time voters and getting them energized for the Republicans. Talk about that just for a second.
Yeah, he didn't talk about it politically. He talked about it in the language of young people, and he talked about it from their lived experience because it was his lived experience at the same time. And so in that effect, he was really relatable to young people as they're trying to find themselves in this world where they're just coming into the working world or going to college, trying to make these decisions that are tough, right? It's hard to know what you want to be for the rest of your life and what you believe in. And Charlie was living that life at the same time. He was talking about it and how politics affected, how policy decisions affect young people and all of us, but he didn't put it in those terms. So I think that a lot of people people would just be shut off to the conversation, listen to it, and were open to the conversation, even though they sometimes didn't agree.
Yeah.
He related to them because he was right there with them.
Okay, so now we get to moving forward with this.
Yeah.
His legacy, I think, is secure, and people will probably be sharing some of his best moments in the days and years to come. But what does this mean moving forward for political speech, for events like this, for college campuses, for these times where we're supposed to listen and learn and interact? But he became a target, and unfortunately, the person was successful in doing just what they wanted to do.
Yeah, well, I would say this. I mean, I saw a post somebody yesterday posted, and the FBI picked it up that that someone hoped that he was extinguished. Literally, that's what the post said. And of course, I'm not going to be reserved about this. You have organizations like the Southern Poverty Law Center putting a target on Charlie Kirk. It is unacceptable. He has different views than the Southern Poverty Law Center, and we get that. This is America. You can have different views, but not have a target put on you by an organization. And I'm just going to say that there are people in this world that are affected by that are animated by that. And so it's simply not appropriate.
Do you think that we need to change the way that we protect different kinds of people? We know that he was not a politician. You
Right,
may have a
right.
different level of security than he did. Does that need to change when someone's at the prowess he is on a college campus?
Well, he made his choices, and I think he knew what kind of danger he was in. What we got to make sure, Joel, is that we're not going to be stifling our beliefs, our thoughts, and our speech because we're worried about what someone's going to do. That's what some in our society would like to have happen now, because we all shut our doors in fear. That cannot happen ever at all. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, no matter what your political beliefs are, you need to be able to come out in America and say what you believe. People can agree or disagree, but this violence is not the answer, and it cannot be something that makes us shut our mouths and shut our minds off to conversing with other people. That cannot be the result of this. And his legacy should be that he was a God-fearing man who spoke peacefully to other people, and regardless of the consequences. That needs to be part of his legacy.
I think his legacy is secure. You just said it very well, but a lot of people were thinking, what if? I mean, he was young, 31, yeah. But he some people thought was the future of the Republican Party, could have done even bigger things in the future, maybe even run for higher office.
Right. Well, unfortunately, that's not to be, but the things he stood for need to go on. And I think that Charlie would agree, if he were standing right here, that we can't be silenced because there's a threat of violence. That's giving in to the people that want to silence us, and that's not what our country's about. That's not what Charlie was about.
All right. Scott Perry, thanks for making some time for us on a tough day. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. God bless you, Joel.
See ya.